My name is Holly Lee. I'm the founder of hollylee.co. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about my top 3 tips on how you can land job interview during a recession. So even if you have an interview right now, why shouldn't you want to land more interviews? You never want to put all your eggs in one basket. Why? Because we're in a recession. First, jobs and recession. Okay, let's talk about that really quickly. There's still positions out there. If you missed my video on the job market 2022 from 2 weeks ago, please go check out my main YouTube channel. I talk about who's hiring, what type of positions are hot, what you should do to be prepared. So let's keep with the 3 tips and how you should land job interview. Tip number 1, let's talk about your resume. So the first thing, let's talk very quickly on resume. And I have a big arrow sign. It's called invest. When I say invest, let me explain why professional. I have so many people who message me and tell me that, Holly, I failed my interview. I don't know why. Well, when I looked at their LinkedIn profile, the first thing I said is you are suffering with your brand and your added value, not the branding piece. If I look at your resume, I should be able to tell very clearly what you're bringing on the table. What are your ultimate strengths? What have you delivered? What exactly did you deliver and how did you deliver this? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but even in the number 1 player like AWS, aka our friend Amazon, right now, they are actually coaching their job applicants to transform your resume into the star format. Let me give you a high level summary. Very importantly, what did you do in delivering results? Don't just put your result on there. Don't describe, for example, I was able to manage a team globally. That's nice. What team? What was the product or services? What was your ROI or business impact? Most of resume that I have seen that come across at my VIP coaching don't have an ROI. Or they simply just put, yeah, I was able to generate 350 million in sales. That's nice. What is it? Who's your customer? If I'm reading your resume, if I'm reading your bullets and I don't even know what you have done and who you're servicing to, I'm just going to move on. There's a couple things to think about when it comes to your branding, okay? It has to be so clear where if I'm the interviewer, all of my probing questions should be based out of the answer you're giving me from your credential. 95% of the people that landed in my VIP coaching have failed the interview from 1 to 6 times. True story. That's a fact. Every single month. It never failed. Guess what? They're able to end up at Amazon again in less than 1 month or within 3 months. Just by fixing their brand, articulating and using my job search or networking strategy. Invest in your resume. Just take a look. Evaluate your own piece of paper. Evaluate your brand and ask yourself, does it make sense for you? Number 2, let's talk about LinkedIn really quickly. You know, I have to talk about LinkedIn. It's really surprising for anyone to talk about resume and not LinkedIn. Why? Your resume should have a lot more keyword or buzzword. It's more polished up in your entire experiences. Your LinkedIn, the major difference between the two, if you were to ask me prior to 2020, get to the point, be concise. Now that has changed. Now you're competing with so many people, even internal employees. Either they're moving from team to team or they're struggling. They're not getting the career growth. Whatever that you guys are feeling right now, what you're struggling with, the internal employee at all these FANG companies, the Microsoft, the Tesla, the Amazon, the Google, the Apple. I know that because they're my clients. You guys are all struggling in the same way. Your LinkedIn. So what does that have to do with your LinkedIn? How many of you guys actually open up your resume versus LinkedIn when you're interviewing someone? 90% says LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn also helps the recruiter, the recruiters or the sourcing recruiter at all of these employers find you. So yes, your keyword buzzword have to be up there. Everything that you've done on your resume, you can easily migrate over to your LinkedIn now. I'm not even going to teach you to be concise, straight to the point anymore because you're competing with so many people. So add in them detail, okay? Add in those details, but make sure your template is very clear, easy on the eye to read, and it makes sense. Don't just put in a bunch of words that sounds like a job description. Do not let your branding sound like a job description. Nobody has time to read it. No one wants to read it. And our attention span is 8.20 seconds, and that is in 2020. By now, I want to say 5 seconds. So tip number 3 is the how part. How are you going to land interviewed, okay? If you guys have done step number one, fix your resume, be very, very clear with the detail of what you've done and how you deliver results. Who did you deliver result to? Number two, your LinkedIn profile. After you have migrated majority of everything on your LinkedIn profile, you need to make sure your template, your format, it's very easy to read. Yes. So how are you supposed to land interview? Now that you have your branding ready to go, you're ready to reach out to your potential employer. And that's how you land interview. When your credentials are able to hit a lot of those keywords, the recruiters will find you. Oh my God, you are heavy. Ah, okay, say hi. Okay, so I will see you later. Say tomorrow. Say, please fix your resume. Please don't good health. What? Be good health. Okay, go. Thank you. If you've had a failed interview already, I wouldn't be so busy in applying for job unless you guys tell me all of those who have failed interviewed have at least 20 different story. Pause before you reapply. You know how I feel about applying to job. Network, guys. Come on. Let's all get up, get out of our chair and start networking. Reach out to those hiring managers. You guys need to stop applying to job because you're not only just adding into the problem of more and more and more applicants, it's also digging your confidence. Invest this time and I want you to just be prepared. And I want you to network. I want you to spend this time in prep and network. I know you're worrying about job. I know you got bills to pay, but why are you spending the time on applying to job knowing that you have had failed interviewed and you're going through literally the same circle over and over again? Why don't you just stop and focus on how to network with higher level people, hiring manager? You don't need to know who they are. They don't need to know you. Why don't you just go and reach out to them or send them a quick video? My name is John Doe. I've been following Microsoft, I don't know, whatever team or product that has right now. I'm really intrigued with the recent growth in your team. I would love to learn more of the type of technologies or open opportunity that you may have in the upcoming weeks. I would love to connect. Keep it very light, keep it very simple, and connect with hiring authority. 1 month, don't do anything. Do not apply to job. I want you to just focus in networking and tell me how many people have you reached out to who are hiring managers, not recruiters, hiring managers. There you have it. Those are my top 3 in helping you land job interviews during a recession. Thank you so much, everybody. I know we're in a recession. I want you guys to put on a smile, continue pumping in story. You don't have a job interview. It doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. You still need your stories. You know why? Because in the middle of building your story, it's going to gain your confidence. So by the time you land your interview, you're ready to roll. All right? So please, please, please do not apply to jobs